Well, it's an important question, and it's a hard one that we've been working hard to get the right answers for a long time. I see actually downtown and the whole World Trade site as a building for the freedom of the world, not just New York and not just the United States, but it clearly is a part of our city. And our city is made up of many boroughs, but Manhattan is the one that most people remember. And those twin towers that were there were an emblem that people thought of when they thought of New York and of the United States. So to recreate that is an emotional and difficult problem, and yet one that I think is vitally important, because to not do anything, which was the reaction of many people at 9/11, just to leave it sacred, to walk away from it, would have been to admit defeat. One must come back and rebuild better than what was there. So it's important for our mental health and outlook to the future, as well as to solve this big hole that was made in our city. So on both those levels, it's been a very important project to work on. The Freedom Tower has given us an opportunity to explore many things beyond just the symbol of the building. The inventors of the skyscrapers, the Americans in Chicago, we had sadly fallen behind the rest of the world. As I practiced around the world, we were doing many more advanced technologies in Europe and in Asia, dealing with the environment or with structure or with safety. So this was an impetus to come back and rewrite the building codes and to improve them over from what we have learned around the world and what our own practice, and to make them in many ways the very best. So in terms of the structure of a building, its redundancy, so that not just for terrorism, but for earthquakes and wind, hurricanes, that these buildings would respond well to that. And in terms of safety, we learned a lot about how not only people come down in a building that has a fire in it, but how the firemen, the responders, can come up and work within the building. And so we've completely rewritten this, and this building is unique about New York, in New York, about how it works much better than anything else in the United States. And I'm proud of that. And what I'm very happy about is that the users of these buildings now want the very best. They didn't used to ask about the fire stairs or the sprinkler systems. Now they do. They say, we want it to be as good as the Freedom Tower. So that's a good move. And they also are asking questions about the energy usages and saving the rainwater and being responsible in the environment, the ecology, that we never have done before. So in that way, there have been great improvements, and in addition to just the design of the building, which of course together is what makes architecture unique in the arts. The materials of the building. Well, to be honest with you, I believe that what you want to do is to have the building respond to its context. When I was a very young man, modernism never thought about what was next door. And your next building could be built in Jakarta or Los Angeles or in Rome, and it would be the same. And today I believe that we ought to think about not only the culture that we're in, but also the natural materials that buildings do well in and are part of the city, so that you become an additive piece to that city, and unique, that you couldn't just put that building anywhere but only in that city and on that particular site. That's the best design. So that whether the building skin is out of stone, because there's a great talent for that in that particular country, or in tile work, whether it's in Italy or in South America, where ceramic tiles are very heavily used. That should be a result of the quality of the installation, the people, the contractors who build the buildings, as well as part of the culture of the city. So we try to make it unique and fit in, and yet to advance it a step forward each time in a new and different way, so that so it represents the sort of the future as well as the current conditions.